Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-August 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post future videos. But with that being said, let's go and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2 is going to be just general, what's happening in the remainder of August. In column number 3, we're going to talk about money. Column 4 is going to be love. And in the 5th and final column, we are going to take a look at a message from your future self or spirit guide, something to carry into the remainder of August. Let's see here, pulling a summary card to kick us off. So again, what's wrapping up and coming to a close in column number 1, we have the card stretch. And this is kind of like twofold. This is oftentimes like something was a little bit harder than we anticipated it to be. You had to stretch a little further. Stretch is also about going outside of your comfort zone. Again, it's that a little additional stretch that we wouldn't usually do. It's kind of pushing past a previous boundary or limit that we had set for ourselves. Let's see what messages come through under the stretch card, Capricorn. The first card that we have is the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is a card of bully, theft, violence, abusive, typically some sort of toxic relationship. So likely there could have been a relationship that you were struggling with these last few weeks. And this could be friend, family, love interest. Sometimes people see this card and they just assume love, so I want to clarify that. It could have even been a coworker, a friendship, a relationship, family member. This is very far spread, but it does seem like there seemed to be an issue with a relationship these last few weeks. The next card that we have is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is one of those cards that's always favorable for you, but this is a card of getting clarity and then being able to make a final decision. It's like you got clarity on this relationship and you knew what you needed to do. You made a decision on this relationship, likely to move away or end this relationship. And then at the bottom here, we have the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is a card of friendship, celebration, circle of support. It's almost like we're celebrating the ending of this relationship, and you had a really great circle of support to lean on, potentially ask questions of. But there are people that are being supportive of this relationship coming to an end. Let's take a look here and see what clarifiers I can give you. The first card we have is the 10 of Cups. For those of you that have watched my readings before, you know the 10 of Cups is my favorite card in the entire deck. I love the 10 of Cups so much. It is the card of everything beautiful, happy, wonderful. If you take a look here, we have a nice full rainbow with all of our cups. We have a happy couple, kids playing, grass is green, water's running, there's a house in the background. It's seriously the card of everything great. It's family, contentment, total love, and support. Life is going to be so much better without this relationship, and I know that sounds kind of sad, but this was holding you back from something even better, from this place of contentment, this place of happiness, this place of everything wonderful. The next card that we have is the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is a very speedy card. It's speed, action, quick change. But oftentimes with the 8 of Wands, this is news coming in. So this pairs quite nicely with the Judgment because the Judgment card says clarity. So again, this is saying you found something out and it gave you the clarity that you needed to move forward with this relationship, end this relationship, whatever it may be. But a clarity card and a news coming in card paired together here. Then we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a card, it's very active and it indicates a new project or creative idea. It's interesting, anytime we have an ending, there is always this prompt new beginning. So if you haven't felt this energy yet, there's a new beginning coming. You're going to be well supported on this new beginning as well. And this new beginning is celebration worthy. So again, when one door closes, another door opens. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is just general, what's coming for the remainder of August. We have the card Space, and space is pretty much what it sounds, Capricorn. This is about giving yourself the time and space that you need, or giving somebody else the space that they need. So just keep that in mind going into these next few weeks. But let's see what messages we've got here. The first card that we have is the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of going within for clarity, but this is very much so a card of solitude. This is taking time from you. This is kind of pulling back. This is isolating a little bit. And then if you see this light in the lantern here, this is the light that's within you. So this is about going within, Capricorn, figuring out what's going on, taking the space for yourself. You have two of cards basically saying the same thing. Take time to process, step back, give yourself some space going into the end of this month. The next card that we have is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, regret, feeling abandoned, feeling unloved. It's a card of low feelings. This person's dressed in all black, their head's hanging low, and they're grieving these cups that got spilt or knocked over. And it's like you need to process. The Space card is also about healing. It's giving somebody the space they need to heal, or it's you taking the space that you need to heal. So I do feel like there's some healing that needs to happen. Potentially it could be related to this relationship that ended. But something else could be going on that you just like need to take a break from. You need to check in with yourself and get your energies realigned. At the bottom here we have the World card. The World card's the last card in the Major Arcana. It's a card of completion. It's completing a goal, a lesson. I like to see this because I feel like you are ending this cycle and restarting a new cycle again. Anytime we have an ending card, a new card is coming or a new opportunity is coming. So this is good to see because when we have these low feelings, we obviously want to look to see that there is an end to these low feelings, which it's like we're going to take the space, heal, process these next few weeks, and then we can kind of end this chapter and move on. The World card is also a card of travel, so there definitely could be some travel in the next few weeks for you, Capricorn. The first clarifier we have is the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a card of balance and harmony. This is good to see. So again, something is kind of out of whack, and that's apparent with the Five of Cups, but we're entering into this new period of balance, harmony. You're going in, you're realigning, you're figuring out what feels good, what doesn't feel good, so we can move forward. Taking this space, taking this time for yourself in the next few weeks is going to be so, so important. The next card that we have is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is a card that's kind of stagnant. It's quite literally as it looks. This person's hanging there by their foot. It's like waiting for more information typically to move forward. In this case, I feel like you just need the time to process this is what I'm getting. So do keep that in mind. We need time to process what's going on. We need this space to process what's going on, so we can move forward from this point. And then at the bottom here we have the Strength card. The Strength card is one of those good cards wherever we have it in the reading. It's a card of self-love, self-respect, unconditional love, and with the lion on there, it's a card of courage. We're going to come out of these next few weeks so much stronger, loving ourselves again, feeling good again, respecting ourselves again, and having that courage, that balance, that harmony we need to move forward, which is great to see. Now at this time, we're going to take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money, Capricorn. The first card that we have is the Death card. The Death card does not mean death. I always like to throw that out there. This is an indicator of big changes though, endings, time to move on, transformation, new beginning. I could see a lot of you potentially switching jobs these next few weeks, or even switching job roles or projects. This is a big indicator of a transition. This could be something major too, like quitting your corporate job and starting your own business. It feels like a big shift coming as it relates to jobs. The next card that we have is the Empress. The Empress is a card of creation and abundance. When we talk about money, we always want to see the abundance card here, so I love this abundance of money and the ability to create anything with the Empress. So through this transition, you're creating whatever you've been wanting as it relates to work or money, which is really neat to see. Again, just such an abundant and card that grants the ability to create whatever you want. The next card that we have is the Moon card. The Moon card is a card of trusting your intuition. Anytime we have the face in the sun like that, or the face of the moon like that, we want to make sure we're trusting our intuition, trusting our gut as we kind of navigate through this. With the Moon card, I like to explain this as like, it's the curve in the road you didn't see coming. So do be aware that there could be like a curveball this month, something we weren't anticipating or expecting as we go through this transition. It's not bad, but again, it's make sure you trust your gut as you navigate through this, because it's the curve in the road we didn't see. The first card we have is the Four of Cups, or excuse me, first clarifier we have is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of apathy and feeling unfulfilled. There's something that's driving this transformation of the Death card. This kind of major shift typically doesn't come just out of the blue for no reason. So I feel like you're not really content, you're not really happy with what's happening. And again, this is that motivating push to go through this transition with the Death card. The next card we have is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, I realize, looks a little gloomy, but it's actually a card I'm a really big fan of. If you look at the card, people are facing away from us, their heads are hanging down, and their swords stuck in the boat. However, the Six of Swords is a card of going through a necessary transition. If you look at this boat is moving in a forward, positive direction, and this boat is always taking us where we need to go. So rest assured, this transition needs to happen. It's necessary. This could also be physically moving or relocating. So just keep that in mind. Some of you could be truly moving, but you are moving into this point of having more abundance. You're moving into this position where you can create what you want for yourself, which is really neat. I can't think of a more necessary transition. At the bottom here, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card of reflection. I feel like there's going to be a past experience that you can use that's going to guide you through this curve in the road. The Six of Cups is also like a card of innocence and being protected. So I feel like you're going to be protected through this transition. That feels like a weird message to say, but again, I just read the messages they get. I share what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. So don't worry about this curve in the road. Again, we don't know it's there. Well, I'm telling you it's there, but you'll be protected through this transition. So, and again, there seems to be some sort of past experience that can guide you through it. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. So think family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love, Capricorn. The first card we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is an interesting card. This is a card of withdrawing and retreating. That doesn't mean you're ending a relationship or ending a friendship or whatever it may be, but it does tie in very nicely with our space card that we talked about earlier, about giving yourself some dang space this month. This is like just giving your time to step back, think, process. So give yourself some you time this month. This is also an interesting card because if you look, you see these Eight of Cups, they're stacked really nice, but yet this person in the background is still walking away. When I see the Eight of Cups, this is going from good to better. So again, this isn't necessarily relationships ending or anything, but it's advancement. It's moving from good to better. The next card that we have is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords can be a very gossipy card, or a card of trying to find out truth, or a card of receiving truth. We're going to clarify this. I just feel like you're finding out something new this month, but I don't really have a lot to share there. It's like you're getting truth on something, but I don't know that you were waiting for truth on anything. Let's clarify that Page of Swords and see what other information I can give you. This could be driving this advancement, but we'll see about the truth card there. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. So this gives us the ability to bring in things that are good for us and keep out things that are not good for us. Boundaries, I know, sound a little weird, sound a little scary to some people, but boundaries are a really good thing. So I do feel like there's going to be an advancement of boundaries. So looking at this spread, likely this truth is just going to give you more information on what you want and don't want in life. And in return, that's that moving from good to better, that continuous advancement of energy. The first clarifier we have is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a very bold, powerful card. When I see this card, this is like the ability to woo, the ability to convince people of your perspective. And it's interesting because the Eight of Cups is like such a card of moving forward, a card of advancing. And the King of Wands is such a powerful card where people can advance without any issues. So again, this is just going from good to better here. The next card that we have is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is very free-spirited and very creative. Again, this truth doesn't feel like bad truth, and it doesn't feel like truth that you've even been waiting for, but it is an enabler. It's enabling us to set new boundaries. It's enabling us to advance forward. So again, I'm still really not sure what this truth is going to be, and I don't think you were looking for it, Capricorn, but you are going to be finding out something. And with the Knight of Wands, when I see this card literally yells freedom to me. So this truth is very freeing. It's setting you forward, setting you free. And then our bottom clarifying card here is the Five of Swords. Potentially you could be getting like closure on a past relationship or something of that sort. The Five of Swords is typically not a very good relationship. But again, I don't know that this was closure that you're seeking anymore or that you've wanted anymore. This old relationship is also influencing the boundaries that you're setting and helping you guide forward into that from good to better type energy. Now we're going to take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Rediscovery. This actually plays in pretty nicely to what we were just talking about. With Rediscovery, it's like there was a trigger to an old memory, and at that point in time, that memory was likely painful or sad or hurtful in some way. But now it's just like wisdom that we carry. It makes us smarter moving forward. So you're going to be using this wisdom to carry forward and set these boundaries and advance in this relationship and go from good to better. But let's see what other messages we have in this column here. Look at all pentacles in this last column. So pentacles are typically money things. These are earth signs, and it's very physical, tangible type things. But reading from the top to the bottom here, we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastering your craft, enjoying your employment. I oftentimes explain this as work smarter, not harder. But I love this card because when I see it, it's about your hard work paying off. Looks like your hard work is definitely going to be paying off. The next card we have is the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime again we have an ace card, it's a card of newness, but this is new job, raise, promotion, investment, income. So again, your hard work is paying off in the form of this new money or this new opportunity. And at the bottom here we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of patience, hard work, delayed success. You see this person planted these pentacles and they're waiting for them to grow. But again, with the Eight of Pentacles, this is indicating that your hard work is going to be paying off and this new opportunity is here. That doesn't mean that you didn't have to wait for it. But let's see what clarifiers we have here. We have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is your desire for long-term security. And this is just saying you want something that you don't have, so you've been working so hard and so diligently towards it. The next card we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is great long-term energy. It's very strategic. This new opportunity, this new money is exactly what you need and is really long-term. I mean, this job or this opportunity or this money could be here for a very, very long time with the Emperor type energy. And then at the bottom we have the Seven of Wands. I feel like this is just validation of how hard we've had to fight for this. The Seven of Wands is challenging. It's conflicts. It's competition, it's self-defense. So not only have you had to wait for this, again, this is something we've had to work very hard for, but it's here and it's here to stay, which is nice to see. Okay, Capricorn, at this point I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quickly. But for question number 1, we have the 4 of clubs. This is number 4 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 4 of spades, which is the 49 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the Queen of Diamonds. This is number 12 card. That's going to be yes. So yes, no, yes for you. We're also going to take a look at our crystal of the month, which we pulled from our Healing Stones deck earlier this month. Your crystal of the month is aquamarine, which is good for ease. It helps with your clairs. It gives your life a new drive. It helps you stay buoyant, keep your head above water. Again, it's great for ease and also gives you a nice level of depth in conversations and relationships. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your healing note says, owning your story is one of the bravest things you'll ever do. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. If you haven't done so already, those subscriptions, again, help me so much, so please do subscribe. I included my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. And just in general, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your August, Capricorn.